Hi, welcome back to Heels in Business. Now, this is the week we've been waiting for well over a year now. This is the week that we are supposedly moving to the USA. For those of you that have been following, you know that last year we were supposed to be moving to California in May. That all stopped because of the pandemic and the UK national lockdown, on top of the fact that there was a travel ban to the USA. And it's literally taken us about a year to sort our visas, get an authorization to allow us to travel from the UK to the USA. We finally got that last week, and this week is the week, supposedly. So when I say that, it's after the year that we've had, I'm feeling a bit anxious as to whether we will get on that plane. So until that moment, I don't fully believe it, but we have certainly started. So today is Monday, the 1st of March, 2021, and the packers are back in again. So we've gone through this process a couple of times now, but they're here in our apartment that we've been staying in since last August and doing the final pack and load, or at least what we think will be the final pack and load. This is happening across 2 days for us. So they're coming in and taking pretty much what they can today, and then they'll do the remaining of our stuff tomorrow. Some of our things are going by air and the others are all going into sea. And if you've been following our story, most of our stuff was actually packed last year in June. So our house and our belongings were picked up last year. That's been in storage since last year. So the remaining of our things will then meet that stuff and then go in a sea container to the USA. Right, so in preparation for the move, I just want to explain a few things. So through my relocation package, I have a shipping company that organises the entire move for us. I say organise, it required a lot of effort from myself, making sure that they were on top of things, that they understood the logistics, where we are, the dates, etc. So I would, despite having the team and the shipping company say that they're going to do everything for you, I would definitely double check everything along the whole way. Right, so obviously the packers are in today, but that doesn't mean just leave everything for them and don't organise. You do actually have to assist them in making sure that the stuff that is going for sea or for air, they're aware of what to pack. Otherwise, they just will pack everything. And obviously, if it is as simple as that, they can just come in and pack everything. But what I do recommend and what we've been doing is in the lead up, preparing our things. So what does that mean? As an example, it's a messy room, but I've kept aside all the things that I need to keep for me on the flight. So this is my suitcase. I've tried to keep all the things that I know I need for the next month or so. So just make sure that you have all the items that you know you will need for the next 2 months. I would say even up to 2.5 months, because there can be delays with shipping and with customs. So yeah, anything that you need, especially like medication, definitely anything important. So I'm not putting any personal documents into sea. I'm making sure all those items are with me. In fact, I'm going to carry them in my own carry-on actually. So let me explain. That's going into the cargo, so that will be checked in. Clothes, toiletries, shoes, trainers, things like that, things that I will use in the next 2 months. Then here is my carry-on, which I haven't used much, unfortunately. Actually, funny-ish story. Got that just before the lockdown, for my birthday before, and I thought, yes, brilliant suitcase. It has charge pack in it, which is brilliant when you're traveling because you always need that, and you can take it out as well. Space for your laptop that can go in here. But yeah, didn't end up using it much as we entered lockdown. But this is coming on the plane with me. In here I have things like jewelry, medical notes, bank statements, anything that's really personal is kept in here and it's staying with me throughout the entire journey. Regarding medical notes, when I was looking online, I heard sometimes that when you're in the US, certain doctors or physicians will ask you for your medical history. So I do recommend that before you leave the UK that you request from your GP surgery a copy of your medical notes. You are entitled to those. My surgery just printed out a copy, and they didn't actually request any payment for it either, but they might have a fee. So do get that before, because it is a faff if you're in the US trying to request it. Other things that I've done, so I've got, this bag is going to come with me on the plane. This has got my chargers for my laptop and what I will have on the plane with me. Again, liquids, that's not changed. Anything personal will go in here. Then this stuff will go into sea. So I've just made sure that for the packers, I've made it really easy that they know what stuff is going into sea versus what I'm keeping with me. Some of this will go into sea, so the table, chair will go into sea. Things that will go into air will be the monitor, computer items, because I will need that for work. So those things will go via air, which can take anything from 2 to 3 weeks. So it's a lot quicker than waiting for your sea stuff. So if you do have things that you know that has to be shipped, but you need it a lot quicker, you can send that via air. Usually a lot more expensive though. So that's there. Again, I've created a section of stuff that they can take and see. So I basically just made sure that everything's in piles where I know it's really clear that this is going via sea. As the pack is happening across 2 days, the main thing that we've had to factor for today is what the packers can actually take versus what we need for tonight. And it really depends on how your shipping company decides to do this. Sometimes they can do it all in 1 day. Sometimes they prefer to do it across 2 days. We don't actually have a lot that needs packing, but they wanted to do it across 2 days, so that's fine. In terms of what they're taking today, it's mainly our living room stuff. Try not to walk into the door. Sofa, living room TV, our bikes, biking stuff. We're not planning on going biking today. Any little bits like fans, things that we're just not going to need today, they're taking with them. So they're all in there. Now what we definitely do need to make sure we keep is obviously our bed. The main thing that we do need to make sure is that we've got somewhere to sleep tonight, and pretty much they're not touching this bedroom. So everything in the living room is pretty much going, but the bedroom will stay untouched for today. We'll have a bed, TV to get us through the night, and yeah. Whilst the packers are doing their thing, I have just been making sure that we have all the paperwork that we need for travel, mainly because our printer will be going tomorrow. So I just want to make sure that I've printed out everything that I need. And this includes our location, so our temporary location, temporary accommodation, information, rental, just any of the paperwork that we'll need in order to travel. And one of the main things that is important is your attestation. This is from the CDC. You can download that from their website. Now, in order to travel to the USA, other than having your authorization from the embassy, you also need to provide a negative COVID test. And in conjunction with that, you need to fill in this form. And it's just a form that says that you understand the requirements, that you're not lying, there's no misinformation. And I've just printed out a couple of copies of that we will then supply to the airline when we board. I think they get a copy of this. But I'll explain more about this as I learn myself. What time is it? Right, I was just going to do a quick update on day one of the move. So the packers came in around 9 AM this morning, and they've pretty much packed our living room area, which is TV, sofa. Like I said, all the things that we don't need for this evening and day two. They're moving out the final things, and yeah, that's half of our flat almost gone today. And that was a really quick process. Hi. This is our apartment, all empty. And dusty, very dusty now.
Very dusty. Right, let's go. Haven't forgotten about your lights, just get them up tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
So if I can't get there tomorrow or Wednesday for it.
Well, that is day one of our pack and load complete. As I mentioned earlier, they came in at around 9 and I think it took them about just under 4 hours to complete today's pack and load. Today's been pretty much centered around the living room area. Here we had our 2 bikes, all the biking equipment, our sofa, cuddle chair, coffee table, we had a TV unit stand. So pretty much all of this stuff was just our kind of living dining area space. They were pretty quick as well at getting all the stuff packed and loaded. I think they thought they were here for a full day of work. So I think they were actually quite happy that they didn't have to do that much. In terms of logistics, we have most of our things currently in storage in Waltham Abbey, apparently. I trust that they're telling me the truth. The things that we have today will then go to that storage container and be stored there overnight. And then when they come back tomorrow, then they'll collect the remaining of our things. That will then meet the other stuff in storage. And then on Wednesday, the actual shipping container will arrive where another crew will then load all of that into the container. But as I mentioned, day one complete, but we still have a lot to do. We still have all our kitchen stuff, so as you can see, plates, glasses, things that we've been using whilst we've been here will need to be packed and loaded. A few other things in here, so cutlery and things that we kept to keep us going. Another thing that we will have to do tomorrow, and I think for us, the bulk of the work is going to be tomorrow, is clearing out all the foods that we have. I've been trying to clear it anyway. All of that, seasonings and things. We can't obviously take that to the States with us, so that will all be given to my mum most likely, but food will be, we'll get rid of that. I think someone's hoovering outside our door at the moment. I'm just going to show you around all the other stuff that needs to be done. This is my husband's office. It's like a bomb site. I'd like to think my stuff is a lot more organised than this, but in here we've got, he says it is organised in his own way, but we've got our camera equipment that we'll need for the trip, and then the things that will be going via air freight, and then the other stuff that will go into sea or air in here. Trying to think. This cupboard was packed full of stuff, so this is actually, they got a lot done by clearing out this cupboard. Obviously that will be cleared tomorrow as well. My office will be cleared tomorrow. Computer stuff will go, some of that will go via air, the rest will go via sea. And then, yeah, everything's becoming a bit chaotic and a bit messy. Luggage will need to be sorted out today. So today, what we really must do is work out what we're keeping with us. And then the bedroom. So bedrooms, we've got the bathrooms, a few bits in there as well. Not a huge amount, but just any of the toiletry stuff. Most of this we'll keep with us, but there'll be bits like this that will go into sea. Right, so that is the end of our day one pack and load video. Hope you found it useful finding out how this move is happening for us finally. In terms of what's happening for the rest of the week, tomorrow, like as I keep mentioning, there'll be the second day of the pack and load. Actually, today we are going for our COVID tests because in order, and this is really important, we will not be able to get on that flight without a negative test. And I've been a bit paranoid about it. So today we are going to get our test, and I'll explain a bit more about that process with you in another video. But I hope you found it interesting, and that's day one complete.